Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week.
We love a good mystery, and our planet does us a favor by offering different shades of it to us. While most of them have logical explanations, others remain an unresolved puzzle. I'm hoping you take a deep breath and join me on this virtual journey as I take you through 10 mysterious places that actually exist. Number 10. Richat Structure. The Richat Structure is popularly known as the mysterious Eye of the Sahara. It's been hiding in plain sight for a millennia because this massive geological formation is hard to spot. It was only discovered when humans ventured into space. Although scientists found it, they've not wrapped their heads around the mysteries that lie within. The Eye of the Sahara is in the Western Sahara Desert in Mauritania. It's about 25 miles on the ground. During a 4-day orbit around the Earth in 1965, scientists were asked to look out for this location. They describe it as one with an extensive circular features, which might be the roots of impact structures. These structures are vital because they give information about the Earth's history and help scientists predict the future. Researchers thought this was an impact crater for a while, but there wasn't enough evidence to prove it. Some scientists believe the Eye of the Sahara is the remains of the city of Atlantis, while others think it existed because Pangaea was ripped apart by plate tectonics. Scientists have beamed their searchlight on this eye because there is a lot left undiscovered. Number 9. Eternal Flame falls in New York. After many years of research, scientists arrived at a faulty conclusion that the eternal flame in New York was kept alight by a gas produced in hot rocks. Further studies by researchers from Indiana University proved that the stones were not hot enough to produce gas. This showed that there is another process that creates the gas that keeps the flame burning. What then is the source of the flame? There are thousands of fires worldwide that constantly burn thanks to the gas seeping through the soil. Some fires are kept ablaze in honor of notable people or for religious reasons. All these are the handiwork of humans. The fire at the Eternal Flames in New York remains a wonder because fire can only be kept ablaze by gas microseeps. In the case of this eternal flame, the microseep gas comes from a hollowed out chamber. Because it's neither converted nor contained, the flame is lit eternally. Legends say it may have been lit thousands of years ago by Native Americans. Number 8. Magnetic Hill, New Brunswick, Canada. In New Brunswick, Canada is a hill that defies natural laws. Everything seems different there. The rivers run uphill and the cars drift backwards as though a magnetic force controls it. As a result, it was named the Magnetic Hill. The place became a tourist attraction since the 1930s, and tourists troop in to have a feel of this magnetic hill. A group of researchers investigated several reports of cars rolling uphill and published their findings. The report said that there is no magnetic energy on the hill that pulls cars uphill. Instead, it's an optical illusion created by the unusual terrain of the land. In reality, the slopes are downhill, but they appear to be uphill, causing tourists to believe that the spot defies gravity. If you still doubt the result of the research, consider the fact that the water flows uphill. Ordinarily, water is not affected by a magnet, so the initial theory is faulty. Despite numerous findings that debunk the idea of magnetic energy on this hill, visitors still frequent the location to experience the illusion firsthand. Number 7. Blood Falls, Antarctica. You would need extra persuasion to be convinced that the red liquid in this video isn't blood. There is no wound anywhere, and neither were people slaughtered behind the scenes. The ruddy color was initially thought to be chalked up red algae, but another study revealed the true origin of the colored water. With a radar that scans through the thick layers of ice, scientists helped solve the mystery of the bloody water. Imaging under the glacier revealed a complex network of subglacial rivers and lakes rich in iron. It's the iron content in the water that gives this eerie look. The presence of brine also explains why the water doesn't freeze even though it's in the coldest part of the world. The flow temperature is 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit and the glacial melting can be seen at the surface. The lake under the glacier is salty, and because the salt water has a lower freezing point, it releases heat as it freezes. This heat then melts the ice and enables it to flow. This location is the coldest glacier on Earth with constantly flowing iron-rich water. Number 6. Winchester Mystery House, California. The Winchester Mystery House is historical and architectural bewilderment in San Jose, California. Mrs. Sarah Lockwood, the widow of William Winchester, lived in the mansion until her death. The death of her infant and her husband within a few years broke her. After the sad event, she left their home in New Haven and moved to San Jose, where she bought an 8-room farmhouse. She began what we now describe today as the world's most prolonged home renovation, which stopped only after her death. From 1886 to 1922, renovation never ceased as she was committed to converting the small farmhouse into a sprawling mansion. Currently, the house measures 24,000 square feet, 2,000 doors, 10,000 windows, 47 stairways and fireplaces, 6 kitchens, 17 chimneys, 52 skylights, and 13 bathrooms. As of 1923, the building was worth $5 million. One wonders why this woman who used to be a socialite suddenly decided to isolate herself from the rest of the world. After her death, it was rumored that she was haunted by the spirits that killed her husband. As a result, she built the house as a maze to confuse the spirits chasing her. This mystery and more are what draws millions of visitors to the Winchester Mystery House each year. Number 5. Fairy Circles, Namibia. The Namibia desert is covered with patterns of bare circles whose origins are unknown to researchers. Some scientists claim that termites create fairy circles under the soil. By making the soil porous, they establish permanent reservoirs of rainwater below the surface which sustains them and the ecosystem. Another school of thought believes that the circles are marked by plants competing for water. Plants assist their neighbors by creating a shade and maintaining water but hinder those far away by growing long roots that extract the soil's moisture. This water competition theory is still in the realm of speculation as it hasn't been proven yet. The termite story is somewhat believable because it is backed by observations of termite nests in the circles. However, no one has been able to explain why the patterns are regular. The termite and water competition theory doesn't answer the questions in our minds. When Stephen Getson visited the location, he discovered no termites in some areas where the circles are found. In other words, there is no correlation between termites and fairy circles. Number 4. Rock-hewn churches, Ethiopia. The churches of Lalibela in northern Ethiopia have become a pilgrimage site for Ethiopian Christians. These rock-hewn churches look unbelievable, but they exist. In the 12th century, King Lalibela set out to build a new Jerusalem for Ethiopians who couldn't make it to the Holy Land. He sculpted 13 churches directly into the rock, pruning from the surface down. The interior of the building is hollowed from bottom to top. This means that each of the churches was built out of a single block of rock. The worship centers are deliberately structured to be invisible from outside so that it's shielded from enemies. This style is in opposition to what is obtainable in other parts of the world. Legend has it that the reigning emperor, in collaboration with the angels, built the monolithic churches. This may not be true, given that the 12th and 13th century was the peak of slavery. Slaves may have contributed immensely to the success of this UNESCO Heritage Center. Because of the short time between conception and actualization, historians have argued that thousands of slaves were recruited to make the project work. It's estimated that the same amount of work with more sophisticated tools may take longer to actualize. It is also a wonder how the builders were able to remove a massive amount of rock and soil to create the network of churches as we see today. Number 3. Lake Hillier. Australia offers us nature in its purest form. The Lake Hillier is gaining traction due to its pink color. This is not one of those sites we quickly pass off as an optical illusion. If in doubt, get an empty jar and empty contents of the lake in it. You will find that the color remains the same. This lake has made Australia more famous. Until today, scientists have not been able to explain the mysteries behind the color. Millions of visitors come to Australia every year to see this lake located on the largest group of islands that make up Research Archipelago. The lake is about 350 meters wide and 600 meters long and surrounded by dense Melaleuca and eucalyptus forest. It looks like the color isn't what makes it unique, but the shape too. It resembles a human footprint forming a small beach of sand and salt. The origins of the pink color remains unknown, although theories and counter-theories are surrounding it. Researchers have since studied the lake for answers to their questions. Some scholars discovered that the pink color is due to Halobacterium and green alga Dunalia selena. Others think that the color is due to a high concentration of nutrients and bacteria.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
Our best selection houses the largest gas reserve in the world. Soviet engineers accidentally discovered it in 1971. It is the door to hell located in Turkmenistan. Number 2. Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan is one region of the world you may not have heard about, but after this exposure, your curiosity could heighten. The Door to Hell is one of those locations where people don't get tired of talking about. The site was first discovered in 1971 by a group of Soviet engineers. When they saw this strange spot, they thought they had stumbled upon an undiscovered oil well. They immediately set up their drilling machines only to discover gas. The ground beneath collapsed, leaving a giant burning crater in the Turkmenistan desert. The Door to Hell measures a total area of 5,350 meters squared, which is about the average football field size. After the underground gas was exposed, nearby towns were evacuated for fear of the effects of the poisonous gases. Scientists believed it would burn off after a few days, but hell no. It has been ablaze for a whopping 44 years. Since Turkmenistan is one of the latest visited places on the planet, it would be odd if you schedule a visit to the Door to Hell. If you love adventure, the destination should be on your travel bucket list.
Before we move on, I have a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. Just leave a like on the video, smash the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of good luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 1. Mauriki Boulders, New Zealand. The Maoris boast of perfectly spherical boulders on the Koakahoe Beach on the South Island of New Zealand. These unusual rocks are strange and may have been formed from ancient sea sediments around 600 million years ago. The formations were exposed through shoreline erosion from the coastal cliffs. Experts said that these enigmatic rocks appear when compact masses of sedimentary rock is formed by natural mineral cement precipitation. It is said that these boulders have existed since the Paleocene epoch. This makes them at least 56 million years old. Researchers have also considered the fact that the hardening of the Paleocene mudstone created these stones. Since they are formed by concretion, they are resistant to the element's weathering effects, which makes it impossible for their shape to be altered. Some of the rocks have strange cracks filled with small amounts of quartz, dolomite, and brown and yellow calcite, which gives the boulders their rare appearance. The rock center is relatively weak, but the outer layers are hard and composed of up to 20% calcite. Today, these 3-meter boulders weighing several tons are protected by laws. You've heard of some of the mysterious places that exist on our planet. Do you have some sites around your town you'd love to share with us? Please leave a message in the comment box. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Stay safe as always.